Hi there guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks very much for joining us again today. I've got a very short video tutorial that will show you how to use Canva for graphic design. Just before I get into it, I'd like to point your attention a link in the description for this video, which will take you straight to Canva as a free trial version for you to use for completely free. So if you want to try it out, once you've watched the video, give that link a click. So with Canva, it's a template-based platform. So what you need to sort of figure out before you begin is what you need from it. So obviously that sounds quite a, simple and obvious thing, but you'd need to decide, what it is that you want and what platform or what format is it going to end up on. So by platform, I mean, is it going to go on Facebook, YouTube, some kind of social media thing, TikTok or whatever? And if it's going to be format, is it going to be printed? Is it going to be put in on a keyring, or is it going to be printed as a banner? Whatever it is. So whatever it is that you need from it, that's what you need to decide. And you also need to decide, specifically which platform, because all of those platforms that I just mentioned and formats have different size requirements and resolution requirements and things like that. So it's very important that you kind of figure that out. If you want to do something like a poster, then okay, that's great, but how big is it going to be when it's printed out? And once you've kind of figured that out, for example, let's use that as an example. If you just type in the word poster to the homepage and just, you can see that there's a couple of categories that come up. Well, let's go for a movie poster then. You can see then that it offers me a bunch of free to use templates. Now, I'm on the pro version of Canva, so if you're not, use this little filter on the left hand side just to filter out just the free versions, okay, which are just as good. There's no sort of significant difference. However, to get everything, you need the pro version. And you can see that some of these are awesome straight out the bat, and what you notice as well is that they're formatted for DVD cover. That's the ratio of shape and size. Also for online streaming sort of services now, these would look good as, image tiles or whatever. And then, you just need to pick something that you like the look of. So say, for example, now this, fighting movie here, and, you could look at that and think, yeah, that's what I want for my documentary. Your documentary might not be anything about fighting or men or anything like that, but if you customize that, for example, and you just like the look of the font and the background and the general layout of it, then you can get in there, you can select the images, and you can literally just chop and change and delete what you want. So for example, I could get rid of that background image, and all of a sudden now I've got a very professional looking, well formatted layout that I can utilize my own image behind. So for example, if I go into my uploads and just replace it with something looks like that. Obviously that's a lot too small, and I'd prepared something a little bit better for that. And if, for example, that this has happened now, and you can see that, if there's a couple of bits missing and it looks like the image has gone to the top, over the top of things, because it does use a layer-based hierarchy, just like Photoshop or something like that. So you can imagine that every sort of element in here is on a different layer and things are ordered differently. So if something like that does happen, just right-click on the layer and you can there see the hierarchy menu where you can bring things to the front or send it backwards in different options. So I sent it backwards there, and you can see that all of a sudden the title does as well. But if I change that to trees, it now looks like something like a documentary, so very, very quickly you can evolve something, to look completely different, but using a similar layout and font. And obviously I could go in there now and change that font if I didn't like it, make it look something more organic. And you've also then got these menus on the left hand side. Your elements is something that's really useful for graphic design, and you've got a bunch of preset shapes and pictures, and it's kind of like if you of a certain age would remember, like clip art on the Microsoft packages is kind of like a really evolved higher end version of that. And you can see that there's 60 graphics within some of these packages, and you can open them up and explore them. And if you see something that you like, you can drag it and drop it into your image and sort of experiment with things. And like I said, use those different layering techniques that I just showed you and layer things up a little bit better, and etc. So It's a very easy to access package, and all of the things that you'd need for graphic design are very easy to see right here, you know. So you could still browse the templates by, on the first tab, you've got that elements there. You can upload things, for example, there, your own images, text, and all the rest of it comes in there. And you can see that there's a bunch of preset text styles, logos, and third-party apps and different things like that. You can link to it as well. Okay, so once you're happy with what you've made then, and your graphic design project is complete, whether it be a web banner or, you know, there's a whole host of templates, like I said, in the home page, where you can see these categories which appear at the top here, and they kind of cover every base that you could imagine when it comes to graphic design, you know. So whatever you need, that category is going to be here, for example. So once you're happy with your image, you can just hit that share button in the top right hand corner, and then hit download, bring that down as an image or a PDF or whatever you need. There you can see that there's a whole host of, you know, different formats you can bring it down as. You can also resize it here in terms of pixels, and then just hit download, and that'll come down as an image file on whatever device you're using then. And that is about it. That's a sort of general overview. So to give it a go now, hit that link in the description below. If you've enjoyed the video and you want to see more content of this nature, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you've got any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave them as comments down below. Thank you very much.